Meet the third DPS. They play for clips, and they play for enjoyment at the expense of everybody else's. That is, excluding the enemy team with a normal comp. It is a statistical fact that every 3 out of 4 games in quick play Marvel Rivals, there will be a third DPS. And if there isn't, that means there was, but somebody had to switch to even it out. This problem, however, is not just limited to quick play. You may also find this issue in the metal ranks, such as bronze, silver, and low gold. And if you're wondering about the ranks above that, I have no idea because I only play for the gold skin. Now it is important to note, not all third DPS are the same. There are actually different types of third DPS. The first type of DPS is the main character. They believe Marvel Rivals is a single player game. This type most commonly appears in those such as Spider-Man, in rare cases Black Panther, or Moon Knight, or something along the lines that is similarly easy. If you're in quick play and ask this type to switch, they may just say it's quick play and not switch. The only remedy to this response is to have 3 or more people flame them. This is not foolproof, of course. As with any third DPS, they may not respond at all. The next third DPS is the Shadow Thrower. This third DPS can be hidden from the eyes of their teammates for the entire game. It's entirely possible for them to have the same amount of deaths and kills as everybody else. But what they don't have is final hits. Suppose you're in a game where your team is getting absolutely destroyed. You check the stats, everything seems fine, and near the end of the game, you see it. There's a Wanda with 4 final hits while everyone else has 10. This is your culprit. This is the most devastating type of third DPS, as there is no real way to identify it. If you go in the chat and try to flame them if you suspect them of being this type of third DPS, you may get backlash, as their stats appear to be just like everyone else's. The Troll. The Troll is a type of third DPS that you may see insta-lock the new character or insta-lock to do some tech they found on YouTube. Regardless of what they're insta-locking for, they're insta-locking to do something stupid. And what they have insta-locked is a DPS. And here's the 4th and final third DPS. I call this the good third DPS. The good third DPS is exactly as its name describes. This extremely rare third DPS type actually knows what they're doing. This type heavily relies on the success of the other DPS. If the other 2 DPS are bad, the third DPS cannot be good. And I know I said there were 4 different types of third DPS. No, there are 5 because I am once again adding a new one. I called this one the Switcher. Maybe they were a tank or a support earlier. You know, they look at that nice 2-2-2 comp and they're like, you know, this would really go a lot better if I switched to Scorpion. This type of third DPS is just as low as the main character type, because what they're essentially thinking is that if I get on this hero, I'll be able to carry the game. I'm more important than healing. That's what they're thinking. Never in my entire time of playing Marvel Rivals has this been proven correct. Here are some common manipulative tactics the third DPS will use to gain favor. The first is definitely the least harmless. They may see 2 DPS and just hover over the third DPS they will choose to make it seem like they've debated this decision. I promise you, they are not debating the decision to choose Bucky. The next tactic is one we know all too well, and that is called blaming the healers and in rare cases, blaming the tank. Now I know I've got you upset at these third DPS, so I have advice for what to do with them when you encounter one inevitably in your next game, literally your next game. The first thing you can do is choose a 4th DPS. If they want to do this, then you're going to do this. Be warned that this tactic may get you flamed by the 2 regular people, also the 2 normal DPS, or the healers. The second and most obvious is to just flame them in chat until they decide they could switch. But as I stated earlier in the video, this is not foolproof. And the final, possibly the most devious thing you could do is, if you're support, just do not heal them. And you can take it a step further and say that you will not heal them. which could encourage them to swap, but of course, not always. All of these methods I've stated only work in quick play. If you're playing ranked, you cannot afford to throw. So if you're playing ranked and there's a third DPS that pops up, you have to suck it up. You have to either swap to tank or healer, whichever one is missing, which is unfortunate. A message to the third DPS watch: must accept that you're not good enough to sacrifice the spot of another tank. Please stop. I'm sure tank players don't want to solo tank every single game. You useless